As the Bears keep winning, entertainment venues such as the Redhead are losing business because the Bears fans are staying at home watching the game. It's not just the prosecutors, but the entire city of Chicago that will suffer the effects. Miriam Pere has mastered some unusual brush techniques. She uses mood-altering colors to convey the tranquility of the landscape, and her hope is that lovers of her art have a sense of feeling when they view her work.
I like things that provoke feeling out of people, that make people think, maybe think about my state of mind as I was painting it, or an emotion I'm trying to portray. So I don't usually like to talk a lot about my injury, other than that it was an injury that caused me to become a quadriplegic.
A shooting incident left her paralyzed at the age of 20, but she didn't allow it to affect her passion for painting.
I think it was like a necessity. It was definitely a necessity that I just had to find a way to do it.
Pere creates everything from portraits to commissioned art using her mouth, and she has even begun to dabble in digital art. This talented artist has one of her masterpieces on display inside the Fine Arts Center in Naperville, and she's actually making profits.
I'd be the happiest person in the world if I just had the freedom to just paint.
Traumatized. You know, I couldn't sleep at night.
These disturbing images are of Lake County College sophomore Wendell Gilliam after he was allegedly beaten by two North Chicago police 2 weeks ago outside this McDonald's restaurant.
I woke up crying to my mom this morning because I was hurt. I had so much on my plate already, and this just adding to the fact. And now the police got me scared of them.
Gilliam, joined by his father and brother inside his attorney's office, acknowledged he and his other brother were involved in a verbal argument. However, Gilliam claims police officers used excessive force.
And threw me on the car. And he was like, "You going to jail tonight, you little punk." And then all I seen was a glove and something shiny. And next thing, I tried to turn my head, but he had caught me right here. And then blood just started leaking. It had squirted out and started leaking.
In a written statement, police said they have launched an internal investigation and have interviewed Gilliam, officers, the restaurant manager, and witnesses.
I believe it's an abuse of the police powers at this point. His federal civil rights were violated. He's got the right to be free from the excessive use of force.
If you're window shopping here, it may look like a Bears merchandise shop, but inside, it's a custom closet store. Owner Tim Coleman is such a diehard Bears fan, he feels the Super Bowl deserves a holiday.
There's only a few things that you could do as a small business to say thank you to your employees, and one of them could be a little perk like this.
One way to raise employment is to give unusual perks like this small business where the boss is giving employees the day off, win or lose.
It just helps you relax and enjoy the game even more, so you don't have to think about work the next day.
Many people are in shock that employees are getting a paid holiday. Amanda Ides, a Coleman employee, phoned her husband to tell him the news.
Called my husband, told him, he's like, "They're paying you to have off for Super Bowl?" And I was like, "Yeah."
The small business isn't the only one giving employees the day off Monday. Employees at the Loop are also getting a break, but with a twist.
Well, you know, if the Bears win the Super Bowl, our office employees get the day off.
Think of it this way. What do you think is going to happen on Monday? Do you think anybody's going to do any work? No, it's not going to happen. They're actually saving themselves money by just paying us to stay home.
I think it says what we already know, and that is, you know, Bears fever rules this town.
It will also be ruling diehard fans as they recoup in the comfort of their homes on their day off.
Live from Studio 5, this is NBC 5 News Today at 7:26 a.m.
Good morning, I'm Rajee. It is Saturday, January 20th. Our top stories this morning: a health scare at the Houlihan's restaurant in Geneva. An employee has been diagnosed with hepatitis A, exposing customers to the liver infection over the past 11 days. The Kane County Health Department says patrons who had drinks with ice may be at risk. Anyone who ate there over the last 11 days can get a free treatment to ease the temporary symptoms. Those become available Monday morning. You can call 630-444-3300 if you have any questions. Crane Chicago Business is reporting the CTA needs $6 billion worth of repairs, money it doesn't have. A new Cranes investigation says an aging infrastructure funding shortfalls and some questionable management decisions threaten service in almost every line.
The real question is whether it's going to get any better in the near future. Unfortunately, it looks like it could get worse, not better. The CTA is short of cash now. If the state legislature doesn't renew some mass transportation funding, which is now pretty well expired, they won't even have the money potentially to match available federal grants.
Crane says the most pressing problems include old rail cars, mechanical signals that should be replaced with electronic gear, and crumbling walls and CD stations. Tomorrow, the Bears continue their march to Miami, taking on the New Orleans Saints for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, and the Bears fans get to do something they haven't done in 18 years. Gear up for an NFC title game. The fans are partying in bars and restaurants all over the city. Some of them got a 2-day head start on tomorrow's victory at Dicka's restaurant. Both Bears and Saints fans are claiming ownership of the famed leader.
Mike Ditka was our coach for several years in New Orleans, so we love him too. We love him too.
Everyone knows that Ditka's a Bears fan. Has always been on the Bears. Like any pick that he's made this year has been for the Chicago Bears.
Black and gold, Super Bowl.
Many Bears fans are packing up Chicago area hotels, spending lots of money, but they say you can't put a price on victory. Stay tuned for NBC5 for all the news. I'm Rajee Airy. Have a great weekend.